Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new TJ's World According to Wrestling. I'm your host, TJ Wiggins. I'm here to talk to you about Monday Night Raw, NXT, and AEW Dynamite. So let's go ahead and get started as always. First we have a nice package explaining, the rivalry between Belair and Lynch, which is, of course, that match, supposed to be, coming up in the show or whatever. It's nice to see that. Next, we actually had the women's, title match, which is actually something, quite strange. You would think that that'd be the main event because that'd be the big ticket match, but obviously not. I guess they're banking on people watching the, Monday Night Football game. But anyways, it was a great match. It had a big time feel to it. Lots of near falls. Every time one pushed another one to a high level, the other one matched it and pushed it up more. Which I thought was great. It's taking them to their limits or whatever. And, Becky Lynch, she rolled Belair up and she pinned her. It's nice to see the heel cheat to win. Doing what she was supposed to. This feud is nowhere near done. And I can't wait to see what they do in the future. Next, we had Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio. It was a good match. The only thing that was bad about it was just some bullshit that cost Rey the match. After he hit the 619 with the referee stoppage and ringing the bell or whatever the fuck. But, Dominic interfered and slapped Theory and the ref DQ'd Rey. That's what happened. I would have actually liked to have seen Theory get a pinfall on Rey Mysterio. Because Theory is going to be fantastic. For his limited experience in wrestling, he could do shit that's beyond his years. He's a great heel. He has great timing. Hardly ever out of position of doing, moves or whatever. His great psychology. And I can't wait to see what this kid does in the future. Next, Rollins and Langston, they had a verbal, joust with each other in the ring. Rollins brought up a good point that Kofi Mania is a joke. I fucking hated it. It's completely, bullshit. Nobody cared when he lost the belt. That's the point. People were absolutely cheering and thundering for Brock Lesnar. They absolutely loved it. That leads to, a match down the future. Zelina Vega beats Nikki Cross. It's nice to see Zelina and Carmella, on the same page and on nice terms. After Vega beat Carmella in the Queen of the Ring tournament. So, oh god, no, they're a united force again. Who gives a shit? I don't fucking care. Balor beats Chad Gable. This was a fantastic match. I love this match. With the cool superplex that he was able to trap both the legs in for a pin. It was absolutely fantastic. Then Ziggler and Rude versus the Street Profits. I love Rude and Ziggler. And of course, for the second week in a row, Omos comes out there again. They causes a distraction. Dispatching Angela Dawkins, but the referee didn't see it. Ziggler hits a super kick on Ford to win the match, and then Omos catches Ford again when Ford tries to dive at him. You'd think he would fucking learn at this point. And he tosses him into a barricade. Next, we had Priest versus Dominik Dijakovic. I think is T-Bar or whatever. But he's still Dominik Dijakovic. I think they just need to fucking give up on that bullshit. This was a no DQ match. Lots of broken furniture. And kendo sticks, tables all over the fucking ring. Priest hits the Reckoning on Dijakovic to retain. I think after the Rollins and Langston feud is over, I believe it would be time to elevate Priest into the world title picture. Because he's already, 36, 37? His window is closing very quickly, and I believe that you need to elevate this guy as soon as possible. He could do anything you could possibly want from a wrestler, so why not go ahead and give him a shot? And now for the main event is Owens versus Langston. It was a good match. Owens tried to hit a senton, but Langston got the knees up. Rollins tries to make it look like Owens did it or whatever. Again, the referee, he hits Langston up across the head or whatever. And he tries to pin it on Owens. And all of a sudden it's Rollins versus Owens next week with their little confrontation that they had. And Langston, after the match, hits the big ending on Owens. Yet again, proving that he has turned heel. But of course, I'm going to get screamed and bitched at that he's not, even though I just seen him beat up a babyface, just beat up another babyface after a match for doing something that he could actually prove wasn't his fault. NXT Rose comes out there, for a promo talking about, how she did exactly what she was going to do, how she was becoming NXT champion, whatever the fuck. Io Shirai comes out there and challenges Rose. Then all of a sudden, Rose's two bitches come out there, start beating Io Shirai up. Then her partner, was it Zoe Starks? She comes out there, tries to make a save. They start beating her up as well, but Raquel Gonzalez comes out there. And both of them, were evening up the odds, and they, booted them out of the ring. So that's going to lead to a 6-man tag match next week. Wanting to see how that's going to go. Dakota Kai beats up some jobbers. Nice to see Kai again. That's one beautiful woman. She knows how to work too. It's fucking fantastic. Next, there was a fucking dance-off. Talk about taking things turn for the worse. Between Robbie E and some fucker Quinn or whatever. Oh God, don't really fucking care. Next, we had Steiner taking on that Chase dude with that fucking stupid ass college sweater on. He beats the complete shit out of him. And next he gets on the mic and tells Ciampa that he'll fucking die trying to win the belt. That he's not finished with him yet. And he better not think that this is over. I can't wait for that fucking rematch. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And Kaylee Ray is going to have a match, next week. We haven't seen her in a couple weeks. It's going to be nice to see her. And for the main event, Ciampa comes out there and says that nobody will beat him for the belt. Carmelo Hayes and Trick comes out there. Says that the show is about them. And that how, since he's the North American champion, it's going to be only a matter of time before he's the NXT champion. But all of a sudden, Gargano and Samuel Shaw come out there and, tries to come, backs up Ciampa before Hayes and Trick start beating up Ciampa. That leads to a tag match between the two of them with Gargano and Samuel Shaw against Hayes and Trick. And Hayes and Trick won that match. I don't really care between the four of them. I just want to see the North American title put it on somebody that's actually going to do something in wrestling. I think it's going to be fantastic. So, now on to AEW. Kenny Omega starts off the show who I literally wrote, he beats some jobber, and then I realized that he's some dude from the Dark Order. And this is fantastic. See, why is this match taking so goddamn long? I mean, even if he's a member of the Dark Order, he's still a goddamn jobber. It's fucking ridiculous. He should have goddamn hit him with a couple moves, hit him with either his V-trigger or one-winged angel and win. But no, he hits the V-trigger. This fucker kicks out. That is one of his goddamn finishing moves. It's supposed to be his finishing move, even though apparently he doesn't beat anybody with it anymore. He fucking kicks out and then proceeds to do it 3 or 4 more times. And then he finally wins. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It should take one of those to win. Or if you're going up against Paige, who you're going to drop the belt to, it should take 2 if you're going to win that match. But of course, he's not going to fucking win that match. Paige is taking the belt off of him, whether you like it or not. Next, Omega does a fucking breathy promo on top of that and already being blown up. I can't hear a goddamn word he says. Then he tries to put the guy through the one-winged angel onto a chair that they had put in the ring. But thankfully, Paige comes out there and makes a save. I'm just waiting for this match at Full Gear. It's going to be fantastic. You know, Punk comes out there for a promo. He's genius that he doesn't pander to the crowd while he's being serious. He puts over Moxley getting help. Then he sets up a match between himself and Kingston about how Kingston disrespected him, disrespected business, and how them two are going to have a match on AEW Rampage. So this is apparently going to lead to the heel turn again of either Kingston and Moxley or, either or. Next, we had Luchasaurus and Christian. They beat up the dumb fucks and Adam Cole. And the fucking interviewer, who's Alex Marvez, just sat there fucking frozen in place with a goddamn shocked expression. Go, oh my god, I don't know what to do. Between the fucking two of them. And then Omega would come out there, even up the odds. Excuse me. Forget that. And then all of a sudden, the Bucks and Adam Cole, they start getting the upper hand on Christian and Luchasaurus. And all of a sudden, Jungle Boy comes out there. He makes a big splash. He evens up the odds. He takes out Adam Cole, puts him in the snare trap. And that's just going to continue this feud and this rivalry. Waiting to see what's going to happen with that. FTR versus Aerostar and Del Sol, in parentheses. Del Sol is Kalisto. He even does the same lucha thing. There's a lot of moves in this match. Of course, it's a lucha. It's supposed to be a wrestling match. But with Kalisto and Aerostar, it's a lucha match. Why is FTR doing lucha? That's not their style. Have them work a traditional goddamn wrestling match. And if the other two can't do a fucking wrestling match, then don't fucking book them to be in a goddamn wrestling match in a fucking wrestling promotion. That's just stupid. That's ridiculous. Next, we have the segment of the Inner Circle versus America's Top Team. They get to choose the members for their teams. They did old jokes about how she says Paige Van Zandt says she could take on 5 men at one time, and Jericho aptly replied with, well, that joke writes itself, doesn't it? They choose members for them against the match. They choose Sky, Paige, Dos Santos, some other guy. And in a surprising twist that everybody saw coming, Dan Lambert ran in his mouth and says he could choose any member of America's Top Team to be in the match. So they choose none other than Dan Lambert to be in the match. And of course, he's obviously going to take the fall in that match. Next, Jamie Hamer beats Anna Jay. And then there was a 3-on-1 beatdown between her, Reba, and Dr. Britt Baker. Until Conti and Thunder Rosa comes out there and interferes, makes the save. which I'm assuming that's more than likely going to lead to a 6-woman tag match on either next week's Dynamite or AEW Rampage, but I don't believe they made an official announcement of it yet. Next, we had Cody Rhodes versus Andrade El Idolo. It was a good match. It was very technically sound. But all of a sudden, FTR hits Cody with the belt, and Andrade hits him, with this finish, his hammerlock DDT. And apparently Cody Rhodes can't just have a match. There always has to be fucking interference somehow. Everything has to be, very convoluted. Everything has to be very overbooked. But, hey, at least he gets good matches out of people. Next, we have a semifinal match in the AEW Men's Tournament. Orange Cassidy's taking on Miro, replacing Jon Moxley, who has gone on to do, drug rehab for alcohol. Orange Cassidy does a flying elbow to Miro through a table outside. You think you actually go through a match without breaking some goddamn furniture, but apparently not. Miro beats the ref count, and, about 4 minutes later onto the match, they go to the finals. They go to the finishing sequences of this thing. Miro hits the camel clutch on Cassidy, and he taps. He will be facing Bryan Danielson at Full Gear. Danielson, who was at commentary throughout this entire match, they have a face-off in the ring, because he calmly walks into the ring after the match is over. He extends his hand to Miro, and Miro leaves, furthering, the basic wrestling tropes of a babyface and a heel in a tournament, which is the way it's always supposed to fucking be. And that match is going to take place at Full Gear. That's going to be the finals. And, of course, Danielson's going to win, but it's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait to see it. Thank you all for listening, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Turn on the notifications bell. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.